Welcome back to Contest to Speed.
Contest of 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 speed. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Contest of Speed. And as you can see, we're straight in here with the track map showing you where we are heading for this next round in the Wildcard season. We are getting ourselves straight over to the mighty Temple of Speed. That is Italy, Monza circuit, 5.793 kilometers long, 11 turns and 2 DRS zones. Oh, yeah, it is 2 DRS zones, sorry. See, it's flat to the floor, full throttle for majority of the time around the circuit, and I'm very excited to get things going for what will be 27 laps of chaos. My name is Corey Brooks, one of your two commentators for this evening. Join with me, the one and only, it's the mighty Rob Star. How are we doing, my friend?
Doing good, you know. It's we're around the Temple of Speed, you know. So should I say lower wings today? You would see today, but also it's gonna be a good one. I feel like it. But how are you?
I'm excited. I pulled up the standings as well as we can see, following on from last week's round at Qatar. AJ leading by the finest of margins. Only 18 points between him and Jonesy. Jonesy, a championship taken from before him. So it's championship defender against championship contender. Can AJ bag it early on as we get going into round 8? We've still got a couple more rounds to go before we get ourselves ready for the new game to come. But we're getting ourselves excited and ready for the Temple of Speed, the mighty, the one and only. It's Monza. I'm excited to see it. 11 turns, high octane action. Turn 1 hotspot. Absolutely, Rob. I'm excited to see what is going to happen, what could go down into turn 1, especially when drivers are pushing to the absolute limit, trying to outdo each other later on the brakes. That is what everybody's going to try and do, and to try and get that one up on the rival ahead of them. But do they have the nerve of steel, and can they get the grip and the traction to push past what would be the normal braking point? Around 120 meters is where I'd hit the brakes, but do we see anybody braving it for the 100 meters, maybe even 90 meters? It's risky business to say the least, as we get going here in Monza. We are dragging this intro out just a little bit longer than you'd like to see. It's because we're waiting for the lobby to get underway, but what I can say is that now is the time to take us trackside, because everybody is getting themselves ready for 18 minutes of qualifying.
Yep. And it's going to be a good one today, I feel like, in quali, because you know, not much corners to mess up on, and it's about what 118s, 117s around, well, 118 should I say, around here for these lads, which I'm guessing they might, you know, get today.
Yeah,
But also it's got to hope. But also it's kind of known for track limits. If you push it a bit too hard, especially through Ascari, you might cut in too early. You know, you just want to be careful around some few corners.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like you said,
you gotta say, like, coming out of turn 1 and 2, you gotta be careful on the throttle. You can light up the rears very easily in the slow speed corners. You don't have that downforce. You've also got to compensate for that second chicane coming at you, Della Rogia 4 and 5. If you can take too much curb there, lift up that rear axle, you're gonna get yourself spinning again when it comes back down and makes contact with that tarmac. Just lights up the rears very, very easily because you're trying to push. It's just how it is here in Monza. You're trying to keep your foot flat to the floor and keep that momentum and all that speed through these corners. That's where the lap time is. One of the Now, I wouldn't say quicker of the lap times. It's still in the 1 minute 20s race pace. You should see the 22s, maybe 21s as we get later on into the second stint in terms of lap time. So it's not in the 1 minute 4s, 5s like Austria, but it does only have 11 turns to navigate. And some of these turns, like we get up to towards Sector 3 now, Ascari, can cost you your race if you get it wrong.
Yeah, you don't want to mess up. You don't want to use too much curb or cut in too early. You know, you just gotta keep it nice, calm, and relax, and get the power down as soon you get out of that corner. But coming down to the final corner, this is a way. It's a massive big bend, but it's one of the quicker corners around here in Monza.
Yeah, absolutely. Hako now powers down towards the line to get that timer ticking away. Opens that rear wing, uses that hot lap, burns that battery, starts to get all the speed that he can down the longest straight on the circuit, slams onto the brakes just before we get to that 100-metre marker board. Nice and cautious through turn 1 and 2, easy on the throttle on the exit, can't afford to light up the rears. He's now going to try and push as we come through Curva Grande, turn number 3 done and dusted before he comes up to Della Roggia. Like we said earlier on, you've got to be careful cutting that inside curb, too much of it and you get hit by that orange sausage as you see there. He hits it a little bit too much and has to play it a little bit cautious, not really committed on the exit of turn 5 then. Into Lesmo we go, turn 6, nice and bunny, not running too wide on the apex, which you see some drivers do often. There he runs it very, very wide on Lesmo too. Coming out of turn 7, almost running the invalidation. That wheel would have been on that white line. It looked very, very close, but you see that track map there, it is not an invalidation. Not really committed there to the entry of Ascari. Did not cut the apex as much as you really can, so that does look like it's going to cost him some time in terms of lap delta. He could potentially gain that back later on in qualifying. Maybe the tyres just not warmed up enough yet, the track just not rubbered in enough, and the evolution is still yet to become a factor. He comes around now, he's going to power down towards the line, get the banker on the board. It's only good enough for a 120. Ooh, he's lost dramatic time through those little moments. It's got to be Della Roggia, and in Ascari was not committed to that entry or Ascari. He's lost at least half a second.
Yeah, looks like those.
There's a 19.4 from Stelshore, so there's the half a second.
19.01 though.
19.01 from Hoffbelt. Here comes the lap time, start to flood in. We see the Red Bull Huff and Dorback come towards the line, and it is to start a lap.
I'm currently on board with Jones here. He's currently setting a purple sector 1 and maybe purple sector 2, I'm not sure. But he's about to cross the line. He's currently behind AJ in the championship, so he needs to win today and beat AJ. This is his chance today. And let's see what he can do on the board. Will he beat Orfel for 19.1? No, it's not.
19.5.
4 tenths behind.
So you can see where Hako's lost at least half a second. It's easy spotted, especially with the way that he was attacking the curbs. Through 4 and 5, and then that entry in Ascari. He's just lost himself crucial lap time that's needed. I will jump us back on board with Hugo at the minute. He's coming through Ascari now, Sector 3. This is a timed lap. He's going to power down now, all the way down towards Parabolica. You really want to send it in here and commit and try and maintain all that speed and momentum coming around the long right-hander. But if you catch that understeer mid-corner, it can be disastrous, dramatic, and cost you a lot of lap delta. But he comes down towards the line and just gets that 120.2 time. A couple of thousand separating him and Hako, but we know Hako certainly has some lap time if he can piece that lap together. Back on board with Huff and Dorback, the Red Bull driver, as he comes around Parabolica now, flat to the floor. He's got some car in front of him. He's not actually. He's done a double out lap, or he's going to box. Okay, so Huff and Dorback not happy with his lap. Maybe just doesn't even want to try and put a lap in. Maybe fuel related, invalidated his first run. We still have under 13 minutes of qualifying left to go. Still plenty of time for drivers to get out there and set some laps. And here comes Cornish Cook down now. Cornish Cush, sorry, because he's changed. I forgot. He's had to change his name. The Cornish Cook is no longer with us because PlayStation have been a bit. So he's now Cornish Cush, and do you know what? I dig it. I dig the Cush, my guy.
I dig it. I don't really dig it, I can't lie.
I dig it, Cornish Cush, I dig it. See, I have an external alter ego, right? Something like an alter account, you could say, that goes by the name of Cushy. So I dig it.
Well, here we go. Got Cornish Cush, who's currently on a decent lap so far. It looks like he's kept on the track for the first and second sector. Come to Ascari. get that flat down to the floor, onto the last straight, whereas this straight has no DRS, just straight line speed, depends on your wings, burn a bit of ERS, coming around the final corner now, quickly step on the brakes, rotate the car, coming out flat out, burn all that ERS to the line. What can he do? Up to P5.
To 19.7, so he's in the 19s. Maybe he can gain some time, though. Was that the Alpine of Omar across the line for a 19.5? Here comes AJ championship contender. He's invalidated. But is he going again? That's what I want to know. Can you jump on board with telemetry, check his battery?
He's on none.
Right, so I think he set the lap to see what his pace is, to see where his
bencher is. He did it 121.5, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well, he's
but
back
we've got Chris's teammate, Rosa Sky, about to finish his lap. Griffin up to P6 now. What can he do? Comes across the line up to P8. Who's that McLaren in the background? This is Craggy starting a lap now.
Shall jump on board with Craggy, a driver known to have pace as he slams onto the brakes, coming down into turn 1. Taking quite a lot of the curb there. You see the front axle on that McLaren lifting up and just bouncing back down. Maybe it's just not the entry you want. See, I've had once in Monza the perfect entry into turn 1 where I cut the corner, but it was smooth as silk. There was no jump, no bounce, no nothing. But he has gone purple sector 1. So whether this is relative to the fastest lap time you're about to see on the board, with 10 minutes left of qualifying, is Craggy going to be the man to top the tables? I mean, it doesn't surprise me if he does, as he comes through Lesmore 2. He's about to finish his Sector 2. He gets that rear wing open for the last time, powering down towards Ascari. Now, this is where he must commit, really send it on that entry. Cut as much of the curb as possible, and he does absolutely send it over. Flat to the floor once again, trying to get all that speed back on the exit before it's a straight run all the way down. A bit of a tour there from Griffin. I don't know if that was accidental or what, but he's just dived out of the way of his teammate as he comes into Parabolica now. Griffin running very slowly though. Not enough fuel in the tank, so he's low fuel mode. Snail pace around Parabolica, but here comes Craggy. Is it in the 18s? It's not. It's a 19.199. He does jump ahead of Hilly. It's Horfeld though. That banker time yet to be beaten.
But AJ is now officially on a lap. So it's in 6-2 right now, and not say it's actually fun on pushing it right now. So let's see what he can do against his rival, Charlie Saving Championship. I've just noticed Hako up to P5. I mean, it looks like we missed that. I can't remember when he did that lap, but he's up to P5 now.
There is that half a second, 7/10 he gained actually on his lap. AJ, he's almost 4 seconds up, so he could be looking at a 19 time. If not, just floating at that 20.1s. We're Rosa Sky in P10, your championship leader, current contender for the championship, being out-qualified by his rival, PW Jones, defending champion. But he is going to push on through to try and make sure he can get the best qualifying possible. Comes out of Parabolica. Has he gained another second? Has he gained more? Everything he needs. He comes to the line and it's a P4 there. Beautiful banker time for AJ. A 19.3. Out-qualifies his current rival by 2/10. Exactly what he needs to do. PW Jones, 2/10 to find to get up there in the fight with his rival. AJ doing what he needs to do.
He can't find any time. He did not improve.
Oh yeah, no. Jones is struggling away, but he is starting a lap now. He is coming through turn number 2 there. Is that deployment of the battery? It's not. It's flashing lights. So he did a lap. So that's his lap there, 19.5. So he is completely out-qualified by 2/10. I wonder if Jonesy can find anything more in the tank. I'm going to jump on board with the lanky one, who's invalidated. Who's that coming behind? That's an Alpine. Is that Omar about to start a lap? I think it is. There's a flashing light. I will jump on board with Omar. No, it's not Omar. It's the second Alpine. It's Orfelt. He's coming around Parabolica now. Let's see if your current pole sitter can put any more time on that 19.1. See if he can drop it down to the 18s. It's certainly something you're going to see in qualifying. It's just which driver is going to do it. Orfelt or Craggy. Harsh on the brakes, round to the right. Nice cut of the curb there. You see the car was not bouncing at all, not unsettled at all. Took that apex nice and bunny into turn 1. That's beautiful though. Flat to the floor as we get around Curva Grande now. Turn number 3, done and dusty. He's going to finish sector 1. We're going to get some sort of split time there. Is he improving? He's not. He's currently just under a 10th down on the Delta. Can he pull that back? I don't know. Not too committed though coming out of Della Roggia. You can also cut the exit of turn 5 though on the over the apex, take some of that curve. He's just not really committing to it, his Orfeld, and into Lesmo to finish it off now. Turn 7 again, not really committing on the exit, no, running wide over those curves, not using those track limits to his advantage. He's about to finish sector 2. Is there any improvement there? There's not. He's half a second down still.
But Costanamo up to P3 now. Out of nowhere, he's jumped up to P3. What Orfeld was doing his lap. So Costanamo might be starting, maybe up front. So he's having a good qualifying so far.
This could be a double out for Orfeld, I think. I think he's recharging that battery.
Not.
I think he's going to deploy. He's not, he's in. Yeah, he's
in.
aborting lap, Absolute stinker of a lap for your current pole sitter. That 19-1 coming out of nowhere, slapping it on pole, the lap he needed.
Hugo jumped up to P12 whilst you're on board with Orfeld there. Matty Robbo finishes the lap up to P17.
Rosa Sky, he's heading back to the pits. Anybody else coming down towards the line to start laps, I believe?
I think Hako's starting a lap right now.
I think Hugo is starting a lap
Hugo's
as well.
already done a lap. Oh no, he is starting a lap.
Yeah, so
Hako is in front.
Hako is starting a lap. I'm going to go on board with the Williams driver. Hako, as he comes around Curva Grande now, he's going to finish his first sector and see if there's any delta improvement there to take on that sector 1 split. Crosses over, he's to 10th down. The conditions are just not helping some drivers here jump over to Hugo. Any sort of sector 1 improvement, invalidation for the Kick Sauber driver, so he's not going to get any sort of improvement there. Hako coming into Lesmo now. Is he backside of it or is he still going to press on? We're going to wait on board as he comes down to sector 2 split, see if there's any improvement on that delta time.
Let's see. Oh, that's Hugo round.
It's not. He's almost a second down. Nobody's improving. Wow, that seems to be like a sort of plateau effect. Banker laps are in, boys, and nobody else is finding any more tenths.
P15. Matthew Robbo up to 15th now.
Matty's just doing his usual ritual, mate.
Ooh.
I think he's just lap after lap.
We got Costanamo, who's improving by a whole 10th in that sector 2 split time. He's got a purple sector 2. He might be able to take pole for the first time.
Oh, Donamo, Ferrari driver, looking to take a pole position here. He's only got Parabolica to go. He's going to send it round the long right-hander, hoping he doesn't catch any understeer mid-corner. He can get back on the throttle, back on the power. Comes down, burns what little reserves he's got left. Crosses the line, and it's P2, but it is a 10th improvement. He does jump up on that front row, lining up behind Orfeld, but it's just not enough. That banker lap of Orfeld is absolutely insane.
So he beats some drivers, while some drivers can't improve on their banker lap.
Here comes Ty Clear down towards turn 1 now. He's going to start another time lap.
I don't think he's pushing, he's a none.
Double out lap for Ty Clear. Nobody else is on the tarmac apart from Matty Robbo, and as we know, Matty's got he's known to just do laps in as warm up before the race in qualifying. Qualifying is FP1 for Matty Robbo.
And looks like he's going to the pits, but we've got some drivers now slowly coming out of the pit lane now, about to start their laps.
Craggy, the lanky one will lead us away. We'll jump on board with the lanky one.
AJ's on a lap right now.
AJ's on. Oh, apologies, AJ. I didn't see that. He's about to start that timer going, and he's flat to the point. He's deploying the battery. I can see that light is not flashing as he comes down towards Curva Grande. Oh, crikey, excuse me. Now towards Della Roggia. Turns 4 and 5. A chicane that can gain you 10s or cost you your race entirely. If you take too much of that curve, you've got 2 orange sausage curves ready to snap your back end up into the air and send you spinning on an all-inclusive holiday into the wall. There comes AJ, a bit of traffic ahead, moves out of the way, gets a little tiny bit of a taller, a bit of a dirtier on the exit though. I wonder if it was cost him any time. He is up by almost 3 tenths Oh, step back. AJ may be taking pole here. He's just come out of the Sector 2 split. He's on flat to the floor, burning everything he's got down towards Parabolica. It's only one turn to go between AJ, championship contender, current leader in the driver's standings, and pole position in this wildcard. Mandatory two-stop race. Do not forget that. Crosses the line, and it's an 18.890 for pole position. But Orfeld is on an outlap. He's about to come down towards Ascari on his outlap, warm those tyres up, and then it's all systems go for his retaliation.
But Craig is on a bloody fly lap right now. He's on a lap right now. Looks like he's currently pushing it up to turn 1, turn 2, out of the corner of that chicane. Got some traffic in front of him. Got the Ferrari and the Red Bull. The Red Bull of AJ, but Craigie could beat that time as well. Come up to the sector 2 line. He's improving by 50 milliseconds, and he's still got 2 more sectors to go to find that time. He's got Ferrari in the way. Move out of the way. Move out of the way. The last bit, giving a bit of a tow, I would say, but not very helpful. Might distract him. Oh, massive stack coming out of that corner. But he burns battery coming down to the sector 2 split time. Can he be improving? Would it be enough? Improves by a whole almost 2 attempts. Got 1 more sector to go. Pushes out, flat out. Burn all that battery now. Down the straight where there's no DRS at all. All about that straight line speed of your wings and your ERS battery. Coming down to the last corner now. Keeps it nice and tight. Flat to the floor. Can he get a tow from the Mercedes there? Would it help him? Comes across the line. What can he do? Would he beat AJ? It's not enough.
He falls short. We'll jump back over to the Alpine. He's improving, but not by a lot. What's he going to pull out now as he comes down towards Ascari? He needs to absolutely commit on this entry. Cut as much as he can. He's barely up on the Delta time. It's not enough to beat AJ to pole. He's absolutely flat to the floor out of Ascari. How much reserve does he have in the tank? What is the battery situation like? Can he use it? This is a battery game now. Does he have enough to pull back at least a 10th to fight back on AJ? He's going to need at least a 10th, maybe even another 10th and a half to do anything about it. AJ is comfortable, crosses the line, and it's an 18.965. Orfeld still falls clear. 75 thousandths of a second. Cornish Cluck crosses the line, and there's nothing there. PW Jones out of Parabolica. Can he do anything about it? He's almost at half a second up. He crosses the line. It's P3. He just falls short as well. Another championship contender out of it. AJ comfortably on that pole position. He's absolutely laughing right now.
One's jumped up. Sergio up to P5.
Rosa Sky up on the Delta, looking to try and attack that top 10. Can it come in Parabolica? I'm not sure yet. This is all about the speed on the exit, all about the battery deployment. What have you got left? He was up on the Delta, comes down towards the line. Is it an improvement to be or not to be? It's still only 15th, but it was 3/10 of an improvement there, and I think that will do your qualifying unless Craggy's doing anything about it. Absolutely not. That rear light flashing, that fuel tank is empty. He'll cross the line and take the checkered flag, and that will be all she wrote here in qualifying.
Such a close qualifying, especially in the top 9, should I say. Within about 4 attempts within each other in that top 9. Super close qualifying, but AJ, what a lap, beating Orfeld by 75 milliseconds, almost a 10th there.
Absolutely, a beautiful lap indeed for all the Red Bull Championship contender. PW Jones falling short on that second row. Orfeld lining up second, and Craigie Stelshaw, Don Amor, Cornish, Cush. I like it. Huff and Dorback, Hillet, and Hackett doing it the top 10 there. And outside of that, you've got Omar just lining up on the 11th. Griffin, Hugo, Destructor, Rosa Sky, Mighty Robo, Lanky One, Ty Clear, Pipe Tech, and Malvern finishing out that 20 grid. Malvern not getting a lap in there at all. I wonder, qualifying ban? Maybe not. Maybe just wants to start from the back. It is Monza after all, and this is a mandatory 2-stop Grand Prix. So do not forget that they have to stop twice, no matter what. Strategy games are a factor here, and as you can see, the sky looking a little bit grey, but that is correct because it is a set weather. No chance of rain happening. It is not going to rain at all. It's set dry, but light cloud. So the tyres, warming those up, going to be a little bit difficult, especially on that full fuel load.
Especially, but the most interesting bit is turn one. You know, you've got 20 drivers coming down to turn one. It's got to hope you've got to keep it clean, keep it nice and clean. But if someone makes a tiny mistake, then the whole grid might go. But just got to keep it nice and clean. It's all about the power. How much power are you confident to get on the power on the start, get ahead, take first place into the first corner? That's what you need.
Wouldn't surprise me to see that which shall not be named very early on, just due to the nature of Monza. Everybody flat to the floor, barreling down to turn one, trying to make it later on the brakes on cool tyres and a full fuel load. It's going to be absolute carnage. Grid lock. It's going to stop like an absolute rush hour traffic jam.
I'm guessing safety car first lap. Here we go.
4, 5, lights, the grid is set, the drivers are ready, the lights are out, and it's go, 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 and that's a beautiful getaway from your pole setter AJ. Is he under any threat from behind of Orfeld? Orfeld's not got away as well as he'd like. Can't make it side by side. Tries to go late in the brakes, does make it side by side. There's a huge sender. Hacko so late on the brakes. Slammed into the side of Orfeld. They're falling down the order. Carnage, carnage, carnage. Carbon fibre flying down the track. And Craggy, he's the one who's trying to make it side by side. Looking at P3 on PW Jones. Falls back in the order further down. He's side by side, 2 by 2 between Cornish Kush and Destructor. Destructor moving well up there in the field from the start. Has to fall by down. He's lost out a couple more positions though. Everybody falling back into a race order as we get going through Lesmore. But what happened into turn one with Hacko? Completely missed his brakes and he's got no front wing at all.
You know what I'm thinking of, right? Maybe he got pushed off to the grass and he tried to brake, but then his car slid and then just couldn't control the car and then, went into the turn one chaos.
Oh my god, that was absolute disaster, mate. Absolute carnage. But no yellow flags. We
have a problem here. Jones has wing damage. His plate's missing. So I think Hacko took out his teammate by accident, which got him wing damage, but Hilly's dropped down to 17th as well. Not the best start for him, but I'm currently checking for wing damage. I don't think anyone else has got any more wing damage, but I'm checking still.
Oh! Rewind into turn one as contact with Instructor on Omar. And Backdoor's trying to sneak one through to the inside line, and he does so. He's now side by side, trying to fight it away with Omar, though. They're still coming out of Curva Grande, but Matty's got that inside line, secures that position. Woo! Calm down, son.
I'm trying to figure out who's got end plate damage. I saw some wing damage coming off the car, but I can't tell who it was.
There was contact with Destructor there. I think that may be Destructor. No, he's still got all his wing. Everybody's still got all the wing there. Apart from that, we know of being Hacko, who's retired from the Grand Prix, and PW Jones missing that front right end plate. But we're on board now with Destructor. There seems to be a bit of a scrap between Omar and Matty. Omar not happy with how that position was taken, trying to gain on that DRS, but no, out of Ascari, nice and bonny. Can he get them moved on early on? Cornish Kush now trying to sneak on past her, gets through on Stelshaw, nice and easy. That's about pace, no DRS though, so he's used the battery to get on through. Now we'll have the DRS and be able to stay with that pack in front of him. Tries to close up now here. We may see a move between PW Jones and Craggy. Orfeld and AJ swapping positions. Here comes a Red Bulls teammate. Huff and Dorback side by side with Jones here. On into turn one on the inside. Switches to the outside line. He'll get the better traction, the better rotation over PW Jones, who's lacking in downforce with that wing damage.
Definitely, and especially you'll be running low wings around here. So basically, that front wing damage is going to make it more worse for you because you can't control the car because you're already running low wings. And having an end plate missing is going to make it harder for him.
Oh, what's going on here with Hilly? There's contact. Hilly don't have more. Oh, he's been hit by Hugo, and that's it. He's round. But so is Cycler. Oh, that's Hugo, sorry. Hugo's round as well. Spinning
Some people
McGee's.
are like, I'm the best race here, but the safety car can still happen. So please have some hope and stay in the race, guys. But right now, Huff and Dobak is playing the team game, holding up Jones, so AJ can, you know, stay away from Jones because he's currently in a championship battle with that man.
I'll tell you who's arrived on the scene. That McLaren Craggy, he's turned up and said, oh yeah, you two thought you got away, did you? He's right on the tail. Now he'll have the DRS aid. I think Craggy's going to look for a double A. Fastest lap, fastest man on the track is Craggy at the moment. Even with AJ being on the soft compounded tyre, those mediums are fired up and ready to go for Craggy. He tried to get that outside line, just couldn't make it stick. AJ defending it well, but he will not benefit with that DRS as they come out of Lesmore. But now coming down towards Curva Grande. Oh, Craggy's had a beautiful run there. Look at that. He's looking for the outside line. It'll switch to the inside line. AJ's not fighting it too hard. He doesn't want to risk any unnecessary contact. He's got a championship on the line.
He does right now, but as you talk about championship, Jones has pitted for wing down to get his wing off, and he's on the mediums.
Right,
he's already come off the top, and he's completed one of his pit stops.
Right, mandatory pit stop, mandatory 2-stop, ain't it? He's got to.
Either 10 seconds. I'm guessing from Hacko maybe, but he can't remove it because he has to pit. So he has to stick with about 10 seconds and serve it in the pits. That could be his race done, unless there's a safety car towards the end of a race or now. But talk about that now. He's trying to find all his DRS to get the DRS of the top 4. But I don't think it's enough to get that DRS from the top 3. It's looking close, but I don't think so. That DRS is too strong. If you don't have it, you'll be dropped by these top 3 drivers right now. Hoffendoe back now into the pits. Cornish just have that DRS, but looks like the slipstream's helping the top 3. Looks like Matt is going.
He's arriving to the scene. Oh my word, where's he come from?
Matty's just trying to overtake Omar into turn 1, but he could not, as Omar got the inside line out of the exit of turn 2. Right now, Matty up to P8. No, I'm surprised. It said he's gone round, I think. Is that Hilly? It is. Hilly has gone round. Not the best race for him today so far.
No, not indeed. He has got himself going again. I was just getting the camera on him, having a little nosy to see what the crack is with that Mercedes. No damage, hopefully, to anything to do with his car, but maybe damage to his ego and his talent. But you know, I just can't keep that car going in a straight line. You see some overtakes happen within that midfield. There's a bit of a DRS train from P7 to P10. Lanky one just trying to get within that DRS. 1 second though, where he's got Destructo breathing down his neck. So he changes there. Don Ammo and Matty Robbo having a little bit of an exchange there.
And Ammo's
oh, in goes AJ. He's getting off those softs, but what tyre is he going to go to? Stelshore has gone on to hards. So there you can see some of the pit stops have already elapsed. We have tyre clear, softs, and then the likes of Huff and Dorback, PW Jones and Pipe Tech going on to mediums. Stelshore has gone on to hard compounded tyres. AJ has gone to mediums. I think AJ might be doing soft, medium, soft, you know.
Oh, no, I don't think softs will last that long, because I would do soft, mediums and mediums.
Oh, like he's gone straight on!
Hilly. And that's a 10 seconds. He slowed down, I know. Looks like the game couldn't take it.
You're not the Iceman, calm down.
Looks like his race is not going well so far, but as Craggy's mediums are slowly starting to watch, it's dropped Orfeld out of his DRS range, and now Craggy has that clean free air, and now he can enjoy that whilst pulling away from the drivers behind. Oh, he's like gone off. That's Matty Robbo fighting with Cornish. No, Ross Sky, and looks like he went wide out of the exit with Scary. Not sure what happened there. Is that Orfeld? Yeah, Orfeld's into the pits now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to cover off AJ. AJ's definitely undercut. AJ's definitely undercut. He met by like, I'd probably say at least a second. He's definitely undercut.
Let's see where he comes out. He's about to come out. AJ's about to come past.
Yeah, he's not going to get the speed. So I mean, Orfeld's going to lose out on speed. As AJ comes powering down, he's already at full speed. Orfeld's going to lose out on that.
and he's got his AJ's got his teammate behind Hoffen-Dobak. So if Hoffen-Dobak plays a team game again, slows him down, this could be another AJ win here.
It's all about strategy. It's all about strategy. They've still got another pit stop to go. Don't forget that, Rob. This is only just the beginning. This is only just literally getting started. Like, it's phase 1, stint 1. He's done. Stint 2 is underway. Then you've still got stint 3. So this could still go either or. Like, anything can happen here. I would be pushing those tyres to the absolute limit lap after lap because I know I have to box again. I would absolutely be shredding them, using every fibre of the tyre that available, sending every corner. Like, if the tyres last 10 laps, that's great. Do you know what I mean?
Now AJ is coming up onto some traffic, so it depends how well these drivers can handle the traffic. So let's see how he will handle it as the Ferraris switch positions now. Jones is now behind Omar and Griffin, 5 seconds behind Hoffen-Dobak, which he was fighting at the start of the race until he had to come in and switch that front wing. AJ overtakes Hugo into turn 1 super cleanly, but now he's got some clean air to himself, a 10-second gap to
PW
Langkorn.
Jones on Griffin for P13, nicely done as well. We saw AJ and we've just seen PW Jones pull up the field. A little bit slow in terms of the dynamic of this race. I don't know if you agree there, Rob. Things are a little bit slow.
Yeah. I think so that incident to turn 1 kind of, got everyone a bit...
completely altered the dynamic, didn't they? Everybody slowed down a bit. They're going more strategy over elbows out. Completely the opposite of what I would do if I was racing in this scenario, this wildcard. I would have started softs, absolutely. Gone flat out on softs. And then it's mediums and go flat out on mediums. If the mediums could handle it for, say, 11, 12 laps, then I'd do mediums again. If they couldn't, then it's hards, flat out to the end.
Well, it is quite high tyre wear around here. So that left-hand side just kind of done a dive because the right-handers are around here. Especially Lesmo, you've got those 2 right-handers and those left-handers will overheat and start to burn and the tyre wear goes up. But Orfeld is now in DRS of Hugo, but Hugo's in DRS of AJ here.
Oh no, yeah, AJ's just not pulled away like he hoped he would. Hugo's used that DRS and stayed right there with him. Orfeld, he was gaining anyway on sheer pace through corners. He was gaining a little bit every corner. Has managed to get inside the 1 second there of Hugo, but now AJ needs to focus on gapping Hugo, leaving Hugo the sitting duck under attack, which then Hugo could then, once he's got DRS, could he potentially be keeping the pressure on Orfeld?
Yeah, but right now Jones is now overtaking Omar, but there's a 5-second gap to Hoffen-Dobak. I don't think that's possible because the DRS is strong around here. But right now AJ leads his pack. Hugo almost dropping out. Orfeld right behind Hugo. Orfeld needs to get past Hugo to attack AJ up front, but then he got his teammate Hoffen-Dobak behind, who is low on battery. But Orfeld managing his battery behind Hugo here. But let's see if we can get him to turn 1 now. He's got that stripstream and that DRS and that ERS and easily passes him. Hugo's not even going to fight it, and Hoffen-Dobak slides his, well, should I say, goes past very easily with some people coming out of the pits now, as that is Craggy and Malvin coming out of the pits. But Craggy jumping right in front of jumping behind Hugo here. He's almost in that DRS train.
So, who is yet to pit? That's what I want to know.
I can probably check right now.
Hugo hasn't pitted. Don Amor and Matty Robbo haven't pitted. See, 9 lap old mediums for them. So, what's the ball game here? What's the plan, boys? 10 laps, mediums 10 laps, softs 7 laps. What's the game plan, chaps? I just want to understand where your head's at. Where's your head at? Where's your head at?
Right now, we see Orfeld right behind AJ, but Craggy is in that DRS train now. Jones 4.2 seconds behind Craggy. Gained some time, but still not enough.
Rosa Sky down in 16th, not where they want to be, but they're closing up a little bit more on the lanky one. He's running a little bit slow, but a little bit down in the dumps for the lanky one, down in P15, scoring absolutely no points.
Oh, looks like Omar's now overtaking Jones and Craggy's overtaking Hugo, but Craggy's on the tail of that Red Bull.
Oh my
Coming up to the second chicane. He's burning. It looks like he's trying to go around the outside. Bit of contact there. Bit of a wheel bumping. And he don't send it. It goes for a straight send and backs out last second. Not enough room.
Craggy is so close to AJ's arse, he can smell what he had for dinner. Whoa, getting really racy here on lap 11 now. Maybe the strategy for Craggy is to put the pressure on now while he has that tyre advantage. You can see he's only done one lap on those medium tyres. AJ 5, Orfeld 4, Huffendorf 6. So they are running that little bit more work.
Yeah, Craggy behind. He's on the fresher tyres. Need to start performing now. Show the boys what he's made of, because those tyres will definitely have a change. We got Hugo, Matty Robbo and Costanamo finally pitting now. Is Hugo? Yes, he will. Now everybody's completed their one stop now. As Orfeld now takes the lead of Monza now.
You cannot join LB1203. This is a league race. You can join the Discord. You join the Discord and sign up, and that is how you join. But in the meantime, you can't currently join the race. But you can join the league. And Nightbot, I'm pretty sure. If I can you tag the Discord for a viewer in the Twitch, please, Rob? There it is. There it is. Yes, Discord. There it is. Get yourself signed up, my friend. But on that note, we have some mighty fine action going on. Bit of side-by-side action there between AJ and Craggy, or Huffendorf and Craggy. One of the Red Bulls decided to get a little bit brave with that McLaren. The McLaren was looking very quick, very racy, and indeed, to say the least.
Well, he has to, because he's got those fresher tyres. He needs to use them. He needs to use those fresher tyres against the people who have pitted way earlier, who came off the softs now onto the mediums.
Well, saying that, we have softs for Donamo, Malvin and Hugo, so they're going to try and do a soft stint in this middle phase of this mandatory two-stop race. So, mediums for most who started on the softs. Softs to it's medium to softs for those who started on the mediums. Interesting players. Orfeld now, a little bit of a scrap at the front. Here goes Craggy looking for the lead, sends it down into turn 1, does manage to get the breaking point. AJ not going to scrap it too hard. Still 14 laps of this Grand Prix to go. Does not want to risk any unnecessary incidents. He is the championship contender. Let's not forget that. His championship to lose at the moment. 18-point lead over the closest rival, PW Jones. Jonesy down in P6. Not having the best race, but there's still a third stint to come. The strategy may not be over yet for PW Jones. Don't count him out.
Not yet, but still could be a safety car as well to bring up the pack, and Jones could be back into this. Said he's gone to retire, not the perfect race he had so far today. There's a fight at the back here for P9, you got a DRS train. From down to P9, down to P13. And it's a massive DRS train, you got two Hasses in that. And looks like Costanamo needs to get past now, he's on those pressure soft tyres. And he's been stuck behind some people on the old mediums. Costanamo goes a bit wide of his scurry, but he's still right behind. But let's go back to the lead. Looks like Orfeld is on the back of Huffendorf now. But AJ might go back for the lead again, but I don't think it's close enough. Orfeld going for the move now. Down the inside, but we've got the Hilly's cars blocking, the outside corner of turn 1.
Oh, Craggy starting to bridge a bit of a gap there. 8-10's pulling away from the what would have been expected race victor, AJ. Orfeld way straight back into the fight. Hoffendorbach, Red Bull's teammate, can he do anything to put the pressure on that Alpine ahead and make himself a nice, nifty little roadblock and then line up on that podium as well? Doing it well for the Red Bull team in terms of constructors. If they can get that double podium there, AJ needs to get the victory, further extend the points gap for his championship, as PW Jones is now into P5. So we'll get about, 10 points? 8 points?
I think it's 10 points.
I think
It's
10
points.
points, yeah. Of
Omar has
where
gone
AJ is at the minute. Oh, sorry, what?
on the hards. He's gone for hards. Omar's gone for Vinica on the hards. He's pitted early and said, I'm not going to the mids, I'm going to the hards to the end of the race. Vinica might work, but we can never know until later the race.
Omar and Tyclear have both completed 2 stops there, so they are going the distance now. This is it for them.
Oh, off and Novak! 10 seconds into the pit lane.
Never mind, we were just mentioning about the team games for Hoffendorbach to play, and he's just got himself a pit lane penalty of 10 seconds! But that is it. He's done his mandatory pit stop phase. He now needs to make those mediums last for 12 laps.
Of laps now. Let's see how well we can handle it. But this is safety car. You can serve about 10 seconds. But right now, it's still in the battle. It's currently can fight with the drivers who are about to pit next time, which I'm guessing so. So, because they might get the undercut on Craggy, Adrian Orfeld is what Van Dobek needs right now, the undercut. But he's got some traffic in front of him right now. He might struggle with. As we see, Matty Robbo going side by side with Steljo and gets that move done, 6 into B9, beats out the DRS from Cornish Kush. And looks like Steljo might have it back again. He's got that battery to burn, but it looks like he's not going for that position. He's waiting behind. He might be pitting this up, but we will never know. But he's almost hard tyres, structured behind, getting that 3 seconds time penalty now. Could affect him. As Lanky One's going to jump up to 1 position, as well as this guy's behind him as well. By a 10th, when he's sending it into the last corner. No, he won't. He's just sitting behind. It's Jones is going to the pits now. And looking to get the undercut on some drivers if it works, if it's strong enough.
Just keeping my eye on board here of the Lanky One and Rosa Skies. They're still battling it out away. Rosa Sky does jump ahead though, using that DRS makes it very, very easy to overtake coming down into turn 1. Just that extra speed with the slipstream, crazy stuff.
Ooh, Jones has just jumped behind Omar here. I'm not sure what happened to Omar on those hard tyres, but looks like he's struggling with them. Because Jones, who was about 6 seconds behind Omar, I'm pretty sure, was it? Can't remember which pack he was in. No, he was in a pack with Jones, and Jones is only just slotted in behind Omar. So it looks like Omar with the undercut did not work at all. But now Omar and Jones can work together and try to get the best way to get the undercut by DRS swapping.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. If they can just actually get the foot down.
Oh, talk about that. Pipe takes him to the wall.
Pipe takes in the wall.
Yep, his front wing's missing. His front wing's gone, but don't think it's going to be no safety car.
Alright, so there's no debris on track. He'll be alright. He'll live.
But Jones looks like he's lost about 5 tenths to Omar. 6 tenths. I'm not sure what's happened to him.
What's he done spun at Lesmo? Unlucky pipe takes on. Oh,
But AJ's coming up the pits.
Bit of a scrap there. Cornish Kush slots in between a Ferrari sandwich.
Well, it looks like he's going to struggle here, but what can he do against these drivers? Looks like Costanamo has to come in soon because those softs will probably have died by now. Let's see how many laps
that's a good
he's
call
done.
from AJ. I'd say AJ's box as well. 10 laps to go. I think he's going to be prime position for the victory here now. That's a beautiful time to come in. Craggy's going to have to try and cover that off because this is just undercut central now for AJ. Craggy, he's still got some good pace in those tyres, but for AJ now, look at that, he's in the DRS, he's just going to absolutely fly.
Yeah, he's just sitting behind now, just needs to get past his traffic now. Rosa Sky's next. As Rosa Sky lets him by, lets the 2 Red Bulls by. Bit weird.
I think Rosa Sky's yet to box again. So he's just holding up a position he's going to lose anyway, inevitably, if he comes into the pits as well as Sky. But AJ, Huff and Dorback, the Red Bulls working together. That's a beautiful sight, that both Red Bulls coming around together in single file. Look at this, the lineup. Is one going to go left and one going to go right? Please do it. Please go right. One go left, one go right. No, they're both going to go the same direction, slot into each other's slipstream. But it's another move from the Red Bull duo, taking another position. 6 and 7 now line up the Red Bull car. This is getting interesting here. I wonder if they're communicating. This has got to be team tactics.
Just noticed Jones have now officially overtook Omar now. So Jones is in lead of Omar. Finally overtook him. Looks like he's got some pace on these mediums. But is it enough to catch up to the Red Bulls who have been dominating this race today?
I don't know. He's looking a little bit close for comfort, if you ask me, my friend. It's up in the air, yeah. It's up in the air.
Craigie and Offa are yet to pit yet, but we're never going to pit because right now the Red Bulls are for a prime undercut, but one of them is going to fail because he got a 10 seconds for speeding in that pit lane. Looks like Orfelt's just waiting behind Craigie, so Craigie's just giving a toe to Orfelt. Orfelt's just seeing him at DRS because Craigie's still got that pace in those mediums. It still has some life in him. Melvin's into the pits now. AJ and Hovendoback gets a free position now. Jones slowly catching up to Rosa Sky now. 2 seconds, 3 seconds. But when are the top two go to pits? Are we going to them to softs? Are we doing soft to mediums to softs?
The brake marker board. You use the brake marker boards? For real? Bro, I have a braking point. I don't use boards unless the boards are on the side of the fence. Like, if the wall, if you look at the top corner of the wall, there's a brake marker board there. That's the only time I'll ever use it. Like, Jeddah comes to mind. Then you have a braking point. You pick a point on the apex. That way you're not reliant on the boards if the boards get broken. Yeah, no. Yeah, I know. I understand racing no line, but I'm not reliant on marker boards when I learn a track with no line. I find a braking point because the marker boards can get broken. What are you gonna do then? Which is clearly your problem right now. You've no brake marker boards. Oh no! Unlucky, Hilly, mate. I feel for you.
But off outside to the pits, the Red Bulls have done their ultimate undercut here, and looks like Lanky might be able to get off her, but it's not enough. It is within that 1 second of him. Craigie still yet to pit, but Orfelt onto the medium tyres. Now he can push those mediums and see if he can catch up to those Red Bulls who have been dominating this race so far in Monza, the temple of speed. Jones now in the DRS of Rosa Sky and Lanky one. He's got some traffic up front. He needs to get past them if he wants to find a chance with those Red Bulls.
Those Red Bulls are coming fast. Those Red Bulls are coming fast.
Why are you coming fast?
Look at that. They've just been staying in each other's slipstream and just boosting each other along through the temple of speed. What you need to do, slipstream off each other. Here goes AJ. AJ is probably going to jump ahead or dive ahead now. And then they're going to slipstream each other once again. He's going to wait for the DRS and then take it into turn one. But look how close he is. Perfectly set up for the exit. Look at how, it's like a train the way they're following each other. Just perfectly in sync, like they're linked together. And here he goes, passing by. And the lead gets swapped around as Craigie finally comes into the pits. Slaps on some soft compounded tyres, but how far back is he going to be? He's not that far back from the Red Bulls. This could be beautiful for Craigie. He's only a couple seconds back.
Looks like he just slots in front of Orfelt, so Orfelt trying to get the undercut does not work.
Everybody has completed 2 stops by Matty Rollo.
But Craigie is on the soft tyres, so this might bring Orfelt back into the by here. of the Red Bull. We've got 2 Red Bulls versus a McLaren versus an Alpine. And looks like Craggy is slowly catching up. He's really pushing it. 1.9, but that DRS is too strong. Hoffendoe struggling a bit, it seems like it. This might bring Craggy in. Let's see how well Craggy can do on these softs, because softs will die in about 3 to 5 laps. You need to be careful.
Well, I'm keeping my eyes on board with how things are going with the timing screens. So, AJ at 1.7 seconds off the lead. Matty Robbo has to box again. He's only completed 1 pit stop as it stands. Suspect Matty will go in any time within the next lap or so. In this lap or next lap for Matty Robbo. AJ will keep the lead of the race, but Craggy, he's chipped off 4 tenths though, coming down here as we still have 5 laps of racing to go.
Oh, that was good for AJ and Matt. Oh, will Matty Robbo hold up with Red Bulls? We never know, but it's sector 2. This is where Craggy will be fastest because of that traction out of the corners and only 1 DRS zone. Not that long, not that big, but Craggy abusing those tyres through this corner. Is that round Steljo's into the wall? Is that a virtual safety car?
It's VSC. Oh, if that was full course safety car, Matty Robbo, like, no. If they would have boxed and Craggy would have stayed out, to be fair, Craggy's in a beautiful position. He would have stayed out. He's got no reason to box, really.
But now Craggy can save his tyres, as you don't need to push as much. But they're 1.9 behind, but this could cut some drivers. The drive-through, if someone speeds, it will get a drive-through, and it will ruin their race. So we've got Matty Robbo coming in now. Let's give him some time in the pit stop where everybody has to slow down under the Delta. Let's see how far behind he drops now. Down to P6 so far. Now it's back again. Everybody's back to the racing speed. But look at Matty. Because of that virtual safety car. Coming out in P8. But now he's got traffic behind him. Looks like Costallamo's trying to get past him. We've got Cornish Kush. Matty Robbo, with that virtual safety car, has helped him a lot. Onto the soft tyres now he's on. But the Red Bull, but Craggy's and DRS of the Red Bulls now.
This is where things are going to get a little bit spicy.
Now there's a, should I say, not really a top 4, top 3, but if you want to count Hoffendoe back. But he's got that 10 seconds, we don't know. But it looks like Hoffendoe's kind of slowing down a bit. Maybe try to hold up the drivers behind and let AJ get that lead. But also, you don't want to lose that DRS. Like we saw in Saudi with the Williams, you know, Sainz giving the DRS to Albon, trying to help him fight a driver behind. And this could be happening right now.
Right, 3 laps to go, including the lap we have just started. Lap 24. Craggy goes to the inside line there of Hoffendoe. He gets 1. Can he make it 2? He's going for the double overtake. He's side by side with AJ. They're coming around turn 2. AJ's gone defensive, still trying to hold him off. Those soft tyres have the grip, they have the advantage, and he's quick on the traction. Really trying to push it to the extreme, but AJ managing to maintain all that momentum around the outside of Curva Grande. Can he defend it now? He's going to have that inside line as we get into Della Roggia, and he does stay ahead of Craggy though. He's forcing Craggy to use everything he's got to try and burn the battery, to use up those tyres and keep him behind. Beautiful defensive work there from that Red Bull driver.
Yep, but then Hoffendoe has lost 2 positions in the matter of about 5 corners there. Orfeld getting the move done now. And now, this is where it's getting real interesting. None of these has got a pen. Hoffendoe does. Be losing a position to Jones and maybe Omar. But right now, top 3 battle for that win. Who's going to get it today? Craggy, AJ, or Orfeld?
Oh, here goes Craggy. He's having a little look. No, not yet. Just moving into that hot air, trying to stop that engine overheating a little bit, losing out on that acceleration. But look at where Offelt is. He's all over that radar diffuser. That McLaren, he's looking for an open door. But here we go. The move could come now. We're about to start till 25. 2 laps of racing to go. And here goes Craggy, outside line this time, tries something a little bit different. It's easy done with the DRS. Now AJ must defend against Offelt behind. The Alpine though, tries to send it to the inside, but has no way of getting through. AJ defends it once again, but now AJ has got the DRS. But look at the gap that Craggy's breaching already. 7/10 though. From the championship rival, and Offelt is all over that rear diffuser of AJ. I wonder if AJ's had to put his battery into that recharge state, and he's lost tenths, 8.5 tenths, 9 tenths. He's going to lose DRS at this rate as they come into the entry of Lesmo. Turn 6, he's barely on the cusp of it, and I think the Red Bull has just about kept himself within that rear wing opening advantage. Is it open? Let's have a look. It's not. He lost it by the finest of margins. He's put himself under tremendous pressure. Now we're losing P2 from Offelt behind. Craggy under no threat, but he's still on the cusp of DRS. It's flickering out of 9 tenths to a second. Can AJ do it? He's now dropped a tenth. He's looking like he's going to have it once again as we come out of Parabolica. He would have had to use some battery there on the exit of Ascari to regain that DRS advantage. As we come around, Tour 26 is about to begin. The penultimate lap is about to get going.
Looks like AJ's in a prime position here. You want to be in that P2 position. But then Offelt's looking to try to get past because he wants that P2 position so you can overtake P1 who hasn't got any DRS. But right now, all about saving that battery to that last lap. You just want to be careful. If you have no battery, you could be done on that last straight, come to the last corner. That's where the prime overtaking spot is. But Van der Beek slowly dropping out all of the DRS from the top 3. It's getting super close now. They're within 5 tenths between each other, looking super close. Craggy in the lead. Looks like they're all recharging now. Look at the lights, they're all blinking now, all recharging for the last lap. The last lap is where all it matters right now.
This is what I want to know. Is AJ going to take it down into turn 1, or is he going to take it here at the entry of Ascari? 2 overtaking opportunities with DRS. If you get a run out of Lesmo, the overtaking to Ascari is well and truly on. I know this because I've done this, but here we go. The setups are happening. Offelt looking for a way through to get himself into P2 to challenge on for the lead of the race. He goes around the outside line. AJ's defensive, but makes slight contact with the McLaren, and now they've gone 3 wide. Offelt's had a beautiful run, and he's potentially going to take the lead of the race here. AJ forced into a defensive posture against Craggy. Craggy without the DRS. AJ's going to look for an inside line. He's going to maybe try it late on the brakes. There he goes. Sends it to the inside, back around, sticks it to the outside. And look at the run that Offelt side. AJ's wobbling, that rear end slipping and sliding. He's barely keeping it in a straight line, and he's lost all that momentum and speed. Through goes Craggy as well for P2. AJ down to P3. He's bottled it like Lando Norris. I don't believe it.
Super close, bit of contact into turn 1, out of turn 2. Looks like got a bit pushy there. But right now, Craggy is 7 tenths behind, but I don't think it's enough to catch up to Offelt. It's currently in P1, but that DRS is strong. Will it be enough to get in that, that slot where you can overtake him? 6 tenths, open with that DRS flap open. 5 tenths, 4 tenths, 3 tenths, but it's not enough. One more straight. It's all about that straight line speed and the ERS management. Craggy, 3 tenths. It's looking super close. AJ looking to get out P2, wants to get the maximum points, but I don't think it's enough. Craggy going round the outside of the last corner, but Offelt pushes him wide. And
AJ's got a run. Here comes a Red Bull. Can he get it on Craggy? No, it's not enough. Oh, so close. So very close. Almost got a run there from that slight moment with Offelt and Craggy, but Offelt cross the line and takes the victory here in one of the wildcard races. The 2-stopper Monza has been taken victoriously by Offelt and his Alpine. Crossing the line goes Griffin, Cornish Cook, Donavo, everybody else falling down. Matty Robbo for P10 inside the points. Malvern just falling short. And here goes a challenge towards the line. It's a drag race between Hugo and Rosa Sky. Rosa Sky takes 12. Lanky comes over, followed by Ty Clear. And then last, but certainly not least, the once known Irish Bullet, as he comes around Parabolica now to finish off in 16th. There it is, the wildcard done and dusted. Oh, lovely stuff.
That was a close one towards the end, a bit pushy every now and then, but it was super close. And did Offel deserve that win? Corey.
I would say he deserved it, yeah. I mean, he fought for it. I mean, the super pushy, you know, like you say. You did say it's super pushy. Contact, I would close down to hard racing. Orfelt with the fastest lap there, showing that he was the fastest man on the grid. So he takes the fastest lap and takes the victory, takes the cream cake. So, you know, he's well within rights to do so. But AJ outscoring PW Jones, further extending his championship lead, albeit it's only by 3 points of a gap. He's still outscoring him exactly what he needs to do when he's thinking about that championship. Defending champion PW Jones certainly has his work cut out for him as we get going into the closing rounds, which we still have one more wildcard to go. It will be a full wet Belgium. That you do not want to miss out on. I'm excited for that one. Are people even going to try for the overtakes? It's a full wet Belgium all the way through the Grand Prix. You shall not see mixing conditions. Maybe see the use of intermediate tyres when that dry line starts to form, but it's all about how that rain comes pouring down and flooding the track. One more wildcard of this season 16 of unpredictability. I don't know how else to explain it. You don't know what's going to happen on these rules with condition, on these races with conditions. For example, we had Japan. That was you had to use all three compounds. Where else we had? I can't remember the other one.
We had you had to use all the tire compounds, so soft, medium,
Yeah,
and
that
hard.
was Japan. So then we've got this one
Japan.
here,
The two
two
stop
stop.
mandatory,
Oh yeah,
and
mandatory
then
two stop,
Spa,
and
which
then
is full wet.
yeah, full wet Spa, full wet Belgium. That is still well and truly on the way. But for now, we'll go to the interview rooms. Anybody wants to chat? Who was our podium says, Rob? I can't remember.
It was
Felt Craggy and AJ, wasn't it?
Offel, Craggy, and AJ. Yeah.
I am just getting people into the interview rooms to see if they would like to have a quick little chat. We do have Orfelt with us, our race Victor. We'll get going straight away with yourself. Congratulations. That was nice.
Thank you.
Right and truly in
Yeah.
the fight all the way through it. I mean, that banker lap setting the premise for pole, but then qualifying just couldn't find the extra 10th needed to challenge on AJ there. But that banker lap, stellar performance, absolutely out of nowhere, and was at the top of the timing screen to the last minutes of qualifying. So let's have you run down that. What actually happened there in the final closing laps? Just not able to get that extra time.
I mean, I got a slipstream on the main straight, but then I just fucked my turn one, and there was no way back.
Yeah, I just lost
But
too
yeah,
much time and couldn't pull it
yeah,
back
yeah.
throughout the lap.
I
Yeah.
was like 4/10 up, 4/10 down. I mean, after 2 sectors.
Oh, that's unfortunate, but in the race as well, you were right there. The strategy here, something I want to ask you: what was the game plan? You know, this mandatory two-stop Monza.
Um, Getting off the softs, they were horrible. I could already tell after qualifying that they were not gonna last more than 3 laps.
Oof.
So just get them over as soon as possible.
Yeah, and just the double mediums for see you to the end there.
Exactly.
And in the end, you nice little elbows to eat scrap there with Craggy and AJ. Was you setting that up all the way through, knowing that you could potentially be on for the win? We saw on the penultimate lap you was coming out of Parabolica, desperate to try and get into that P2 position, and then it was just all guns blazing, scrapping and a little bit of wheel banging. Anything to say on the final scrap?
To be honest, I knew Craigy's tires were gonna be quite shit, to be honest. And I had some tire deficit on AG as well. So I'd not say I had it in the bag, but I knew I had the tire advantage. So it was just about not crashing out.
No, lovely stuff, and congratulations on the victory. On to Rob for any questions from him.
Well, when Chester Red Bulls got the undercut, what were you thinking? Because you were way behind them. You weren't near them. But I'm guessing you were just using Craggy to catch up. How was that?
I was just trying to stay in the DRS of Craggy, knowing the softs have mental pace on the 3 laps that it took to catch up. And yeah, I actually had a blunder because I thought AJ was alone because I thought the Red Bull was the dark one, but then I found out when I went out of the pits they were like slipstreaming each other. I thought it was over, to be honest.
Yeah, they had a good strategy there, to be fair.
But what
Yeah.
happens into turn 1? I want to know. To turn 1 with you and AJ.
On lap 1 or with
The last lap.
I mean, turn 1 was fine. I felt I left room for turn 2, but I mean, not really much I can do, to be honest, when I went over the curb and kind of bounced in a way. But yeah, generally going around the outside of turn 2 is just, I mean, not really possible.
Well, congrats on that win. You got your second win now. How do you
Yep,
feel about that as well?
Yeah, either I win or I don't finish the race, so quite a lovely start.
Well, congrats on that win again.
Thank you.
And on to P2 we might as well, considering we just had our race Victor starting us off there. That being Craggy. How are you, my friend?
Good. Tired.
Oh, how was that for you, that mandatory 2-stop qualifying? How was that? Let's have your little rundown there.
Yeah, starting on the mediums probably wasn't the best strategy to do, but had a bit of a different pit stops timings to everyone else with the medium to soft at the end. But yeah, by the end the soft tires were done. But yeah, I'm happy with P2 to be honest.
Good stuff. It was a good little display of scrapping with yourself as well, fighting your way through this unknown. Did you go in with the game plan? You already knew you was going to do the medium, soft, or was it just a bit of a try it and see how it goes?
Not really. I just selected the default option.
Oh, so just sending it really, just what happens happens.
Yeah.
Well, good result for yourself, back on the podium and back here in the interview room. Congratulations, and on to Rob if he's got any words.
How did the softs feel? Because it's quite high tire wear around. Should I say Monza?
Yeah, well, by the last 2 laps, they were drifting on the last corner. And I think on that last lap and the last corner, if I did go to the inside of Orfeld, maybe it would have been different. Would have been a race to the line, but I decided to go around the outside for some unknown reason. And that really did not work, but we learn.
Yeah, we kind of saw that as well. Yeah, towards the end, you kind of almost had it, but then AJ behind you almost had you, but it was kind of close. But congrats on that P2.
Thank you.
Finally, finishing off the podium sitters, the man who leads and still extends by a couple of points over his current rival PW Jones, AJ. How was that one for you? Pole sitter out of qualifying that lap, just coming together for you. Was you expecting that one? Was you feeling the pace here in Monza?
No, not at all.
Ooh.
I was expecting a top 5, but not pole. And I certainly wasn't expecting to go into the 18s, to be honest.
Wow, beautiful lap. Found the pace when it was needed most, and then in the race as well, the strategy, the 2-stopper, you starting on the softs and doing the soft medium. Did you always have that plan in mind?
Yep. I knew the sauce weren't gonna last, so I tried going with the undercut, which worked, but messed it up in the end. Just didn't have the pace.
Oh, well, the last thing, yeah, that's what I was about to say, messed it up in the end. What happened on that turn 1, though? Was that contact, or were you just lighting up the rears, trying to get a bit too quick on the throttle to get the overtake done?
I had 3 tires on the grass.
Oh.
I wasn't left no space, so couldn't really do much. And then when I came back on, I had a little spin, and then Craggy came about and set my front, so I lost grip again. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. from my point of view.
Oh, well, you're still leading Drivers' Championship. Feeling good towards the end of the season?
Yep, doing all right.
Lovely.
I think I'm leading a full race win now. Not sure, but
Well, he was, I think, 18 points leading, and now you'll extend by another 3 because I think Jones did line up just behind you in P4. So that'd be like, 15 and 12. So 3 points difference, you'll jump up 21 points gap now with him still scoring some points, which is still a good gap to have.
yep, I'll take it.
Absolutely.
I'm happy with that.
And then go on to round 9. You feeling confident?
What's round 9 again?
Oh,
Help me remind.
I'd have to pull up the calendar. I think round 10's the final wild card.
It is Netherlands.
Netherlands, yeah.
Oh yeah,
GP.
it should be all right.
Home GP.
Should be a good race.
Oh,
Should
sorry.
be good.
Round 11 is the final wild card. Sorry. So we have Netherlands, Imola, and I don't think I need to ask about Imola. Nobody likes Imola with the track limits issues, and then obviously the Spa wild card, final wild card of the season. You enjoying the wild cards?
So far, yeah, I quite like them. I know not everybody does, but in my opinion, I quite enjoyed them.
Lovely
Bring
stuff.
something new to the racing.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the victory for extending that championship lead, and I'll pass you on to Rob.
I don't really have any questions, but I said from congrats on that P3. Well, actually, you're ahead of Jones now, but in that race, what were you thinking? Because you got Jones behind you. It's kind of creeping every now and then, but it wasn't close enough. What was going through your head?
This is actually the first time I was worried about the win instead of the Williams, because I knew I had Craigie and Orfeld behind me, and I wasn't sure about my pace. And then as soon as the race started, they both got up to me pretty easily and got past me pretty easily. So I was like, don't know if I'm gonna win this, but I was mostly in for it for the win. And then at some point halfway during the race, I noticed Jones was like 6 seconds behind me, so I was fine.
Yeah, it was kind of a close one towards the end of the race, but you lost 2 positions whilst you were almost in the lead. Then your tires were dying out. But I'm guessing your teammate was playing the team game, trying to hold him up, but he couldn't.
I think so. I hope so. I was hoping for him to be a little bit more aggressive, but it's fine. I couldn't hold him back myself, so I don't blame him. But yeah, I think we scored good points on Williams as a team.
Yeah, but suddenly your teammate picked up 13 seconds. I'm pretty sure it dropped down to let me double check, down to P6 after that race. So it's only 8 points for him. So, but still better result than the Williams. But I think the winner is probably might be the Red Bull or the McLarens. But you do want to be ahead of those Williams.
Yep.
If you do want to win this championship. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
looking
do.
quite close. But how you feeling for Netherlands? Your home track, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Not sure. I don't know the other guy's pace. I know mine is quite alright around Zandvoort, but I guess we'll see next week, eh?
See you next week. But congrats on that P3 again.
Thank you.
And that will do us. Another race done and dusted. If you're loving the racing action you've seen so far, join the Discord. You may find yourself to be a part of it. But other than that, that's all for now. We shall see you in the next showing in a couple of hours' time. It will be the AM1 doing exactly what these guys have just done. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, for the EU side, we are done and we shall see you next week. Same time, same place.